All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes for Me, motivational, educational, and empowerment for our youth and teens and for those who care for them. I welcome you this morning. I am Lisa Rowe, the founder and chief executive officer for L.E.E.P to College Foundation. We're going to have a conversation this morning about leading through change, And I hope that you have your notebooks so that you can take some notes and that you have some tools with you so that you can make sure that you get all the information that you need. Okay, let's get started. So what is leading through change? Youth are change makers. That's you. This means that giving young people the skills and experience they need to become change agents in their community. Now, Jane Goodall, who was a primatologist and an anthropologist famous all around the world, and she said, young people, when informed and empowered, when they realize that what they do truly makes a difference, can indeed change the world. This is where it all starts. Every young person has the potential to be a leader and an activist. The main things are the desire to act, willingness to learn, and a goal to change their community for the better. Let's do a quick activity. So number one, I want you to think about what you are passionate about. And then number two, I want you to think about a problem that affects you, your friends, your family members, or people around you in your community. Number three, connecting your passion with a problem equals providing positive possibilities. So the formula that we're going to use will be P plus P equals P. Now, I want to make sure that you get that, and I want you to write that down in your journal. Because what this means is that you're going to be connecting your passion to a problem and making a change, the possibilities of change. And this is the formula that's going to lead through change. Now, passion, problem, possibility. Say that with me. Passion, problem, possibility. Passion activity. Now think about things you enjoy doing. What is the first thing you do when you get home from school? What do you like to do on the weekend? What activity or sports do you and your friends do together? What hobbies do you have? So I want you to think about that. And in the chat, just take a moment and think about some activities that you do with your friends and just put that in there. Maybe it might be reading, it might be watching movies, it might be exercising together or doing art together. What hobbies do you have? Go ahead and put that in the chat right now. I'm really interested in knowing, what are you passionate about? I see a couple of things in there, and that's exciting. So what we're going to do is take that formula, the P plus P equals P, and see how this really works. So what we're going to do, let me make sure that I have that. Okay, wait a minute. I want to make sure this is, because I think this is going too fast here. Okay, yes, here. So passion, problem, possibility. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So you've already put in the chat what you're passionate about. So what we're going to do now is the problem activity. So you have that passion. So what you're going to do, you can have a chart, like a T chart. And on one side, you can have passion. And on the other side of that, you're going to have the problem. And this is how that formula is going to work. We're going to have the P plus the P equals P. So what are some problems? We're going to focus on that problem part. What are some problems you see in your school, in your city, in your county, in the country? and across the world. What problems do you see in your community? What makes you upset? What would you like to see fixed in the world? Maybe low graduation rates or school violence. So this is how that formula works. So you take the passion plus the problem, and then you're going to come up with the possibilities and the solutions. So example, if your passion is dancing, you like to dance with, or you like art, doing art or watching movies, you're going to take that passion plus whatever that problem is. And in this example, it's dancing plus school violence. So what we're doing is taking that passion and overcoming the problem and combining it so that it's a great possibility for change. So you provide youth in your community or youth in the country, in the city, and you provide them with dance classes as a way of expressing their emotions instead of violence. So there are ways that everything that you do that are positive, things that you are passionate about, that have a positive impact, can really make a difference in overcoming that problem. So I want you to keep that formula always in mind. P plus P equals P. So how do we get this all started? So number one, each of you have a voice. The millennials and the Generation Z are the most influential generation ever. These generations have been taking the lead politically, and it is a sign of something to come. You're sharing your voices with conviction and rallying up people by hundreds of thousands and demanding change from our government. You are a powerful group of young, brilliant minds with enough passion, perseverance, and social understanding to change the world. So this is what we need to do. You have the desire and willingness. It's already there. You have the desire and willingness to make the uncomfortable or to be uncomfortable. The only way to be impactful is to be uncomfortable. The other part of this is the intersectionality. And what that means is that you see the intersectionality as a key to change. Intersectionality recognizes the idea that class, race, gender, sexual orientation, and disabilities do not exist separately from one another. Instead, they are deeply connected together. They're interwoven and even intersect for some marginalized group of people. You are going to begin as these change makers to understand the difference between ally and accomplice. Your generation knows the difference between being an ally and accomplice. So the differences are, the one big difference is action. And an ally may believe showing their support on Twitter or showing up to a few marches across for activism. An accomplice sits at the table with change makers, and when they recognize key people who are affected aren't sitting there too, they invite them to the table, even if it means giving up your own privilege to give another person a voice. Daily opportunities to change, to make a change. Your generation recognizes the opportunity to make a change. Impacting the world is a big job to take on. As a result, some older generations who may have lived through stagnant and depressive times see it as a complex and beyond their control. Young leaders like you don't make it complicated, and you recognize the daily opportunity to share your voice and to spread change instead. You own the title, The Future. You are the future, and you are our right now leaders. Young people are the future, and your generation of youth, teens, and in between aren't afraid to own up to that challenge and that title. You know it's only a short amount of time before your vote and your voice will continue and will be heard. So watch out, world. You are a generation of leaders who are ready to be uncomfortable. You recognize intersectionality. You act as accomplices and make daily changes in your own way of life to know that you are the future. And you're doing all of this while taking these amazing selfies. So what is your P plus P? What is your passion? What is the problem? And build on that passion with a purpose and lead through change. I'm so happy that you joined me today for 10 minutes for me, for motivational and empowerment and being educated on knowing how to be that change maker. So happy holidays to everyone. Happy New Year. And we welcome the new generations of leaders. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful holiday. Have a wonderful Saturday. And have a great, great change in your community.